All right, Lego Group out with its latest earnings. Let's get right to a Lego Group CEO, Niels B. Christiansen. Niels, great to see you. Thanks for always making time for Yahoo Finance. So what caught my attention was in a down year for toys, Lego is out here saying it gained market share and it grew sales. How did you make it happen?
No, it's been we're very satisfied with that, of course, and really I think it is showing the relevance and the coolness we have. The brand stands super strong with kids and consumers all over. We have a fantastic portfolio, 780 products, of which half are actually new, and they've been resonating really well. So you're right, it was probably the most negative market we've seen for 15 years, but we grew and we took market share, as we've done in a couple of years, but really took market share throughout 23, and was happy with the result.
There's been a lot of pressure in the toy industry over the past 12 months. A lot of your competitors, they're writing down assets, warning on sales and profits. But again, your year actually really stood out. When you diagnose the state of the toy industry, and let's focus on the US, what's wrong right now in the toy industry, and when does it correct?
I'm not sure that's so much wrong in the sense that, there's also been really good years in the toy industry. And every time we look over a 3 or 5 year period, it's actually quite a stable toy industry. So in that sense, I'm also expecting that it will better as an industry. Again, that's what I'm anticipating. I think we as players in the industry also have a role to play by bringing innovation, bringing exciting things out there that kids really like, and bringing these innovative new products. I think we had a good chunk of those in our portfolio, and I think it works. So hopefully between all players, we can lift that level again, and we can be even more competitive, even more creative going forward.
Is it that kids are just playing more with digital experiences?
I think that tendency is not a new one, that kids actually at a certain age start to play more and more digital. I mean, we are active digitally. We launched Lego Fortnite last year. We have a lot of kids and also some adults actually playing our games. We are relevant there. So I don't think we can kind of blame that. I think it's just natural, but we need to be relevant and cool where they are. So if they're playing digitally, we want to be there. We want to get them into the Lego universe also on the digital side. And I guess what, when they come to Christmas, we're on the wish list or they're diving into some of our digital experiences. So I wouldn't say that's a problem. I think that's something for us to embrace and really deliver innovative experiences around.
Last time I talked to you, you mentioned that you would finish, I guess, last year just past the 1,000 store mark. It looks like you did 1,031 stores. I really do think a lot of folks are surprised by how many stores you have open around the world. Over the next 12 months, how many more will you open?
We'll add at least another 100. Wow. And it's interesting because I guess behind your question is also, aren't there people also closing stores? For us, opening stores, getting closer to consumers and really allow them to get into stores is working really well. We have as many people in stores now, as much traffic as we had prior to the pandemic. So in that sense, yes, people went online, but they clearly come back. And if you're in any city, you will often see a queue outside the Lego store because that experience is just a nice one. And that's how we look at it.
Within that 100, how many will be in China? Because you have made a big push in the China, but the China market itself, not just for Lego, I mean, for retail more broadly, has been pretty soft.
Yeah, no, we're still opening in China, but we're opening at a lower pace. So my reckon would be 40 of those 100 or 100 some would be in China. So still a reasonably good chunk. It's still important in China to get to the lower tier cities. By the way, we still have 1 or 2 or 3 million people in them to open stores, to build the brand. But a good chunk now, more than half, will be outside China in bigger cities in the Americas and Europe.
I know a big focus as well for the company is on sustainability, really a big investment over the past 12 months in sustainability. Mm-hmm. When it comes to making like a Lego brick, why is it hard to make it out of more sustainable materials? To the layperson, explain this to us. How important is this for parents out there?
Yeah, it's super important for parents. It's super important for kids. We probably get 1,000 letters a year with kids saying, Lego, why don't you just make sure you make those bricks out of sustainable or renewable materials? And we're working it really hard. We've tested 600 materials, and there are no materials there that you can just take and you can plug it in and then it's solved. So what we are doing now is really pushing forward on what we call certified mass balance materials. So materials that are a combination of still some fossil fuel-based materials in them, but a big chunk of it actually being recycled or renewable, sustainable materials. And already last year, we moved to acquiring 18% of our resin or our plastic material being certified mass balance. So you can say last year, on average, 12% of a Lego brick was actually made on recycled or renewable materials. That's 12% here in 2023. That number is going up in 24. And we are making a push this way to also drive, we believe, and accelerate the industry to provide the right type of materials. Our ambition is that by 2032, we will be entirely on sustainably based materials. Now, they're not here today. You know, when we make surveys, it's like 96% of bricks are kept in play in families or given on to families. So very few bricks actually have the risk of going into waste. So, of course, we need to do something about those with our replay programs, but it's super important that we make the other 96% or the 100% out of sustainable materials. And that's a big, big quest for us. And it's quite expensive at this point in time.
Lastly, top of mind, at least today, is a lot of focus on the Oscars, and Barbie just it blew up. I mean, but because of that Barbie movie, really, I don't think people realize it was the Lego movie that set the groundwork or laid that foundation for a movie like Barbie to have success. When is that next Lego movie?
Yeah, I cannot give you the exact date of the next Lego movie, but it's definitely coming. It was good to see. It was a great success, I think, for Mattel, that movie, and good to see innovation also in our industry. So I think that's all positive. And you're probably right. I think we paved the way for those movies back then, and we're definitely going to also look more into that area. It's back to staying relevant and cool as a brand, and we'll do everything we can to do that.